Hi, welcome to Mom Does. Today I am going to show you something that I really love. When I was in high school, my brother was highly active in theater. My mom was the costumer, and I used to, in junior high, have to sit in the theater and wait for my brother to get done with rehearsal in order to get a ride home from school. And so I became very involved in theater. As a freshman, though, you're kind of intimidated, and my brother's friends were the lighting techs, and they kind of took me under their wing and taught me, because there was nobody who wanted to do it the following year, and it was their senior year. So as a freshman, they showed me all these really cool things about lights, how to build lights out of coffee cans, and they had this really junky light board that 80% of the switches didn't work on, and it was really fun. And there was this huge spotlight that made all sorts of noise, and it was bigger and heavier than I am. And it was just a really fun atmosphere and a great thing for little freshman Liz to learn. And it made me feel like I was valid within this environment, that I had purpose within this environment. And it was great, because by 8th grade I was like, legally in Iowa I can drop out after 8th grade. Okay, I'm done with school. I hate school. But when I realized I was coming to the high school as a freshman with something that I could do, that they were going to teach me to be useful, I wanted to go to high school. And I did some acting, and I did some directing. I did mime. I did choral reading, readers theater, children's traveling plays. But my heart always was and still is in lighting. Sadly, I don't have the ability to do anything with that right now. As you can see, I'm kind of in a dark, dreary room. I don't even have good lighting in my YouTube setting. I'm working on it, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work in my environment, because it's hard to have a place that's just for videotaping these things, that I don't have to use for other things. So it's hard to set up lighting in a way that I don't have to tear it down and put it back every single time. And I'm kind of lazy, so I don't want to do that. But my love of lighting made me think, I want to know more about what's possible in lighting, because I have opportunities to do small shows here in my small town, but sometimes there's no lighting at these locations. And I know that there's things like DJ setups, and I wanted to know if it was possible to get creative and really get my hands dirty in the lighting field again. And so I started YouTubing different videos about DJ setups and light boards for the different types of lights you could use. And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, because what if it was all junk? I just wasted all this money. So I was like, okay, how can I start into this and really have enough flexibility with the lights to have fun with them, but not break the bank and feel guilty that I just wasted money on something that I will use maybe once every year or something. So after a lot of research, I think I found stuff, and part of the package arrived today. So I am going to show you what arrived. So this is what arrived today. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah, there you go. So I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be fun. There were 4 of them. I have 4 of them here. I already took one out of the box and put it together. It literally took seconds to put it together. It's 2 screws done. And they come with remotes. So right now I have 4 of them that I can use with remotes. But I do have a board coming, and I did buy DMX cords so that I can daisy chain them together and have fun with them. I do have other lights coming besides the style. I got some pinpoint spots. I got like a disco ball type effect one, and then I've got 5 smaller versions of this coming, because I was curious, because the reviews on the smaller one said that it had this wonderful wash of light, as much as a bigger light. So I was really curious if the bigger version and the smaller version would appear to have the same wash effect, or if the smaller one will have a different wash effect. Because when you're lighting the mood of a show, different effects cause different moods. And so I'm really curious if there's a difference between the two, or if they're going to look the same. And because the smaller ones are like $10 cheaper, so if they're the same, then if I need more lights in the future, maybe I'll just buy the small ones. If they're different and both of them have positive effects that I could take advantage of, then maybe I'll buy a couple of each extra. So I'm just curious. And then the pinpoint spot, I'm curious how clean is the line, how diffused is the line, how far out can it go before you're like, now it's just blending in with the wash. You can't even tell there's a spotlight on it. So I'm just curious about it. But right now I've got these 4. So I am going to open up all 4 of them really quickly. I'm going to do that off camera because it's boring and it takes 2 seconds to put together. It's really just, here I can show you. It's just these here are disconnected with the the bracket is off, and so you have to put these on either side. That's really it. That's the only put together of the entire process. So I'm gonna get all 4 of them put together. Hang on just a moment. Okay, so I have put them all together and made myself a little snack. Yes, that's how I eat donuts. I cut them up into bite size because I don't like to get my face and my hands all covered in frosting. This is a box of 10 DMX cords I have, so I can daisy chain them all together, and then a longer one. I kept one of the owner's manuals. I didn't see any reason to have 4 of the same manuals. I pulled out one of the remotes. The boxes came with 2 remotes each, so I have plenty of extra remotes for the future. And then those are the 4 lights. So now they're all set up and plugged in, and I am going to try to get them all going. I know I got one going on its own. There it is. And yeah, I can get it to be just one light or the other. So if I want it just white. Oh, now more lights are coming on, catching up. I didn't turn on that other one, I don't think, so there we go. Oh, now they're all 4 syncing up. Alright, well, I don't even have to go off camera to try to figure that out anymore. So that's the white, light blue, that's yellow, I think it's a rosy purpley pink, darker blue, green, oops, I gotta get higher so all of them change, sorry, and then red. So now I'm going to turn and face the wall so you can see what they look like on the wall. So that's the red. Gotta get in front of them so the remote will work. Green, blue, oh, one of them didn't change, there we go. That purpley color, I think it's violet is what they have written on there. I can't read it, it's too small, and for some reason the writing and the color of the button I cannot, I think it says rose. There you go, that one is yellow or amber. Looks a little greenish to me personally, but that's the color on the remote. And then this is a cyan or a light blue, and then here's the white, and that's 4 of them. Now I'm going to turn off the lights in here and show you the lights, because I'm curious how well it lights the area with just those 4 lights. Just a moment. Okay, so we are back against the wall. Please ignore the shadows. I'm not going to take the time to get rid of shadowing because it will require moving furniture in here, and I'm not doing that today. So let's start. This is white right now. Go to rose. And amber. This time I am checking to make sure they all actually switch. And that is cyan. I think that's how you pronounce it. C-Y-A-N. And then red. It's very ominous. Green. I'm assuming it just says green because it's green. And then blue. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how well these are lighting. It's not super far away. It's maybe 15 feet away, but they actually are doing quite nice compared to what I thought. I definitely don't think I could like light a small karaoke stage or something with just these 4 lights. I would definitely need more than this, but I was really scared that these would arrive and I would light them all up and they would be the equivalent of one of these lights on. And they're not. One by itself, when I tested just the one, was actually nice. I actually like the colors. Sometimes with cheaper lights you get sort of this cast on things, like this, I don't know, like blurring of the edges kind of cast. And I mean, yeah, you don't want harsh edges when you light, but you also, I think those too blurred edges are kind of noticeable too. I don't know how to explain it. If you've seen it, you've seen it. I mean, if you have a flashlight, put your flashlight against the, like, shine it against the wall. And shine a couple of your flashlights against the wall. They all have different edges. And there's certain edges that you're just like, that's not a good edge at all. It usually is a sign of a cheap light. So, like that right there. So I'm actually really pleased with this, and considering I have 8 more lights coming and a board, I think it's gonna be really cool. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. Hang on just a moment and I will talk to you a little more about it. Alright, so that's all for Mom Does today. It will get more interesting as we get more stuff. I'll be able to maybe use my DMX cord. This one is, I want to say it's 15 feet, 25 feet. It's 25 feet. And then I have a box of 10 that are about 6.5 feet long each. So I'm really excited. I can't wait for the board to get here. I haven't been able to play with a light board in shamefully years. Just a really long time. So I'm really excited. I know it may seem silly to invest any money at all, even if you're trying to do it in a practical way, into something that you don't have the ability to use on a daily basis. But I'm in my 40s, all my kids have grown up and they're all adults. Most of them moved out. The ones that haven't moved out it's all in the works, but because of current things with COVID-19, they just haven't been able to move out yet. They have a place, they've even moved some of their stuff in there, but they haven't been able to go to it yet. And my husband is a bit of a workaholic. He's a great guy, takes good care of me, but he's a workaholic. And so I realized I need to get back to my passions. And one of my passions is when my kids say, hey Mom, try this cool thing, to do it, even if I'm bad at it. I've never really been super afraid of being bad at something when I can kind of when I'm around people who aren't going to treat me badly for not doing good. Like if they understand, they're like, yeah, that's good. You're not, we didn't think you were going to be good at this. So that's one of my passions, is really doing those things. Kids say, try this video game. Sure, what's the harm? I'm not going to be good at it, but let's try. But my other passion is things that have to do with theater, especially lighting and directing. And I really want to do it again. I miss it. So I have 4 lights and I am really happy about it. I foresee between now and getting the other lights me coming into my craft room and playing with the remote for these 4 lights more than is probably reasonable for the limited amount of things I can do with them currently. So, but I hope you come back next time, and we'll have more lights. I don't know which lights are coming next in the mail. I know they're not all arriving on the same day, and I know the board is coming last. So, stick with me and let's see what's going on with this. My kids have some things they want me to check out. One of them is they believe one of the items in our old house is haunted, and they don't want it there anymore because one of my children is buying our old house. And so I'm going to bring it to our current house, and we're going to see if anything changes here, because all my kids agree at this house there's nothing spooky that's ever happened. But our old house, they complained about spooky things all the time, and I think it was this object's fault. So we're going to bring it to this house, and we're going to see if there's anything different. I think it'll be fun. I personally like this particular item. I think it's a nice piece. It was there when we moved in. I kind of sad I'm taking it away from the house because I feel like they belong together, but it was that or my son was going to burn it. So I'm going to bring it here and we're going to see if anything weird starts happening here in the house. I'll see you next time. I don't have a schedule for videos yet. I have to see how long it takes me to do these things, like editing. Editing is not my gift at all. So I will try to figure that out. And once I know, I'll let you know what the schedule is going to be. But until then, subscribe, hit that you want to get all the notifications, and then you'll know when I posted something. Thanks. Bye.